So we're going to shift gears a bit and talk about Shakespeare. Isabella and I happen to be theater buffs, and it looks like we've got some stiff competition. Alexis Grant joins us with the story.
Hey guys, most students don't start studying the works of Shakespeare until they're in high school, but these 8th graders at James Weldon Johnson College Preparatory were up for the challenge. Welcome to the early 1600s, a time of extravagant balls, fine foods and goblets, kings and queens. It wasn't enough for 8th graders at James Weldon Johnson College Preparatory to simply study Shakespeare's play, 12th Night. They put on this Renaissance fair to get a greater sense of the history and culture of Shakespeare's time.
I just think that it is so cool to see so many 8th graders excited about Shakespeare. You usually see them excited about their cell phones or Facebook or, but for a month and a half we've studied Shakespeare, and they can talk to you about his style and his intended audience and the social commentary he used.
8th graders gathered in the school cafeteria, dressed up in period attire, and brought in masks they made in class. Once they were seated, their kings and queens were presented and seated at the front table. Students performed 12th Night for their peers.
Oh, my leave, I pray you. I beg you never speak of him again.
At first it was a bit over my head, but the version of Shakespeare that we read had English version on one side, or should I say the normal version on one side, and then the Shakespeare version on the other side. So it was a lot easier to understand it doing that.
It was obvious. Students were not only able to follow along with the performance, but they also enjoyed it.
I think I did learn a lot because I think Shakespeare was mostly, he had deep feelings, and now we can, as reading the feelings and acting out the feelings, we understand greater.
With the intermission came time for the students to eat. Volunteers with the school's PTA served students food. Okay, so maybe it wasn't real Shakespearean food, but students were happy to chow down and to watch another performance before the play resumed. All in all, language arts teacher Molly Peterson counts this Renaissance fair as a success.
They always surprise me because they always go above and beyond what I would expect an 8th grader to do. They're stepping back from a piece of literature, not just studying something in a vacuum, but seeing that it was a part of something else. So really laying over that history foundation with the literature helps them, realize what shaped Shakespeare, therefore what shaped his work.
Students we spoke to, they believe this experience is shaping them for success.
Most people think that Shakespeare, he's just a playwright, but if you read the novels and study the work that he did, you will begin to learn more, you'll begin to appreciate it. And I think everyone on my team, as well as 8th grade, did appreciate this.
I think it's really cool that we get to have this experience that most high schoolers have at such a young age, and that puts us so much ahead of many other schools.
Teachers at James Weldon Johnson say that they are one of the only middle schools that studies an entire Shakespearean play in its original language. They say it's hard work, but the key is to learn it in baby steps. Isabella and Jillian, I think we can learn some lessons from those students. What do you think?
They're pretty good, Alexis. Maybe they'll join me in theater next year.